I guess I could protect. Kill some time. There we go. There's that shiny Chi-Yu that the people have been wanting. It's me, I'm the people. But I trust that the rest of you have also been wanting it. Astral Barrage does KO. Nice. We get Grimnay out of that, although... Welcome back to VGC Legends. This is, as always, the series where I spin a wheel, get a random, legendary, or mythical Pokemon, speed build a team around that Pokemon, and try the team out on the Regulation J ladder on Pokemon Showdown. I do this for two reasons. One of the reasons is just that I really like legendary and mythical Pokemon, so I want to do a series around them. And the other is that by trying a whole bunch of different teams, some good, some bad, some weird, some in between, some just kind of outdated, I try a lot of different play styles, have fun experimenting with the game, and maybe learn some things as I go. Last time was certainly a fun video with a Pokemon that you don't see too often in Reg J. Who knows what we'll get this time. There are a lot of Pokemon still on this wheel that you don't see too often in Reg J, and a handful that you do, but anything's possible as long as it's one of these 11 things. Let's spin the wheel and find out what we get. Gonna get to Chi-Yu? It gets to Chi-Yu. Alright. The wait for shiny Chi-Yu pays off. The wheel did not come up with this Pokemon until it became legal in its beautiful blue form. And really, that's the most important thing here, isn't it? But now let's go build around Chi-Yu. Okay, so Chi-Yu. It's a pretty simple Pokemon. Big special damage from it and its partners. Usually I just slap a Choice Scarf on it, sometimes Specs. So I kind of want to not do that for its own feature, but I might default to Specs anyway. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head is Nasty Plot. I mean, I guess a few other moves. Actually, it gets Screens. I could run Screens Chi-Yu, but like, why would I do that? But I didn't know it got Screens, and now I do. Screens Will-O-Wisp support Chi-Yu. That's pretty funny, but I think it's bad, right? And not bad in a way that would actually be entertaining over actual gameplay. Doesn't get a whole lot of moves beyond that. It gets Spite. I could go back to the Eternatus stall stuff with Chi-Yu as one of the Spite users. That's vaguely funny, but it's a Chi-Yu feature. Let's just go Nasty Plot. Now, I need Heat Wave. I think I need Dark Pulse, which is unfortunate. I'd like to have a creative Terra Blast. Maybe I could do it anyway and just forego Protect and live with the consequences. Ground. When Chi-Yu is running Terra Blast, it's usually ground, right? That's strong into a lot of things like Miraidon before Terra, Koraidon after Terra, other Chi-Yu. I'd probably have to give it a Covert Cloak on this set. I could go Life Orb, maybe. Let's ditch the Terra Blast and go Life Orb. Let's Terra Fire, Dark. Terra Fire. Teammates will have to deal with Wide Guard. Let's just do this. Most of the teammates are pretty straightforward. Koraidon. Fluttermane. Probably. Whimsicott. And then I have one more restricted slot. I could reconsider the Fluttermane and maybe go with Shadow Rider Calyrex. I could do... I kind of want Redirection with Chi-Yu as well, so I could just do Calyrex and DD. And then I don't necessarily need the Fluttermane. I could do something else that's buffed by the sun. So Koraidon is good because it complements Chi-Yu with the fighting typing, and also because it sets the sun for Chi-Yu's fire type attacks. Then Fluttermane pairs well with Koraidon for obvious reasons. I put in Incineroar when I meant in DD. That would have been a funny... There's no way that error gets all the way to the final version of the team, right? But it would be funny. Yeah, I think this team can drop Fluttermane if there's something else that I want more. Maybe another physical attacker. I could do like a Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon to double down on fire type damage and double down on redirection. I could do Brute Bonnet. Although, that's a little bit weird on this team. I could do Walking Wake. Because I'm surely not bringing... Well, Walking Wake doesn't double down on the physical damage, like I said. Koraidon would have to be the physical carry, but I can live with that. We're gonna do Raging Bolt. I can't click Thunderclap in Psychic Terrain, but that won't always be there. I don't know, I don't feel strongly about this. How do I beat Magearna? With Chi-Yu, probably. How do I beat Darkrai? With Whimsicott, probably. How do I beat Deoxys. Chiyu, probably. Okay. How do I beat Wide Guard? What are the Wide Guard users? Smeargle, Lunala, Zamazenta. Other niche ones here and there. I mean, I have outs to those Pokemon already. I kind of want to just slap a Walking Wake onto this team because I like Walking Wake. I think it's a cool Paradox Pokemon. I think it's the best. It's my favorite Paradox Pokemon. I think it's the best at pushing the limits of what a Paradox Pokemon can be. I can just slap an Assault Vest on this thing. Alright, this is Chiyu. Koraidon. Ooh, Life Orb isn't available. Unless I make a change, I could go like Wise Glasses Chiyu. That still stacks pretty nicely with Beads of Ruin now. Also, loading up on special attackers is not that bad when I have Chiyu with Beads of Ruin on the team. Well, you know what? If I'm running it with Psychic Terrain, I don't necessarily have to be afraid of Fake Out. I mean, that if I go back to the Ground Blast, that does put more pressure on me to bring in DD to a lot of games, but let's... does Koraidon need the Life Orb? It's good to have. Let's go Wise Glasses. Not much of a boost, but we've got Nasty Plot. Let's go back to the Ground Terra Blast. Let's put the Life Orb on this. Terra Fire. The standard moves. Covert Cloak. No more Focus Sash Bluff for now. Tailwind. Encore. I can't click that into. But again, Indeedee will not always be there. I could run Fake Tears, that'd be pretty funny, but I don't think there's... I think I'm doubling down enough on the damage here. I don't think I need Fake Tears. This can have the Focus Sash. Oh, what nasty I could run Specs Calyrex actually. While Chiyu is already setting up. I don't need Nasty Plot on this. But I could still run Focus Sash and like Astral Barrage. Terra Dark probably. Astral Barrage. I could run Fairy Terra Blast on this actually. Just go 3 attacks. Psychic. How about Expanding Force instead? Because I have a DD. That does make this very weak to Wide Guard. I could give it Psychic or Shadow Ball. I actually think Shadow Ball is kind of nice. So that it has some way around Wide Guard. This hits Zamazenta neutral. It hits Lunala somewhat better than neutral. Not Smeargle. Smeargle's still an issue, but can't beat everything with every Pokemon. Psychic Surge. Let's make sure I have all the correct abilities this time. I like Terra Grass or Terra Fairy on Indeedee. Let's go Terra Grass because I don't have much else to cover Amoonguss here. I could also go Safety Goggles instead, but I like Rocky Helmet and DD. Follow Me. Helping Hand. Psychic. And I still like to run Trick Room, even if I don't have a Trick Room mode on my team. Maybe I'll want to reverse it or something. And then Assault Vest, Walking Wake. Terra Water is probably fine. With Hydro Steam. Draco Meteor. Flamethrower. And Aqua Jet. And I will want the Photosynthesis probably to boost speed, so Timid Nature, and then the most special attack I can have is this. Because if there is a tie between special attack and speed, Photosynthesis will prioritize special attack. It goes basically down the list. The rest of the EV spread should be really straightforward. This is a very offensive team. I just want to lead Chiyu, Whimsicott, or Chiyu and DD. Click Nasty Plot. Hopefully sweep through some things. Chiyu is wearing glasses, but not the glasses it's used to. But hopefully it's still able to see the field clearly and blow the competition away. Let's find out. Okay, here we are. Very simple offensive team. Do I think Nasty Plot is the best way to use Chiyu? I do not. I almost always run Choice Scarf for a reason. But I want to do something, given this is one of the Pokemon that I use most in Generation 9. And this is its feature video. with the newly legal shiny form, of course. I want to do something other than what I almost always do with it. So I'm going to be looking to lead Chi-Yu with either Whimsicott or Indeedee where I can. Try to get the restricted Pokemon involved as well. Walking Wake will probably not be that involved, but you never know. Let's go. Chi Blue. Let's see it. I promise I did not forget to make it shiny this time. I cannot believe. Ho-Oh. Shiny. Chi-Yu might be my second favorite shiny Pokemon. See? Looks right in the builder. I don't know what's going on here. But Ho-Oh is my favorite shiny, and I could not believe that I forgot for the entire video to make that one shiny. I'll show the builder again. It's not my fault if this Chi-Yu is wrong in Showdown. Alright. Magearna, Annihilate. This would be a good time to actually have Scarf Chi-Yu. Indeedee, Koraidon, Fluttermane, Blood Moon, or Saluna. How'd I beat Magearna, Annihilate with this team? Did I not think, when I was going through a checklist, did I not think that through? Why am I never ready for Annihilate in this format where Annihilate is everywhere? Try Whimsicott Calyrex lead actually with Chi-Yu and Koraidon in the back. Yeah, they almost always lead Magearna, Annihilate, and they almost always go for the final Gambit right away. Probably not in this position, but probably Tailwinding here. I don't need a Tailwind actually because Calyrex is immune to final Gambit. Even if they attack Calyrex with like a Rage Fist or Shadow Claw, at least I have the Focus Sash. And yeah, the problem with Tailwind is, of course, they'll set Trick Room. I actually think I'm better off clicking Light Screen and Astral Barrage here. They switch out to Indeedee. Okay. We'll get damage into Magearna. And a Light Screen. Not great damage into Magearna, but it's damage. I'm gonna switch out to Chi-Yu here. I could see them going for a Flash Cannon into Whimsicott. Maybe they won't. Astral doesn't quite do the damage I'd like, but I don't have a better idea. I guess I could Protect. Kill some time. There we go. There's that shiny Chi-Yu that the people have been wanting. It's me, I'm the people. But I trust that the rest of you have also been wanting it. Astral Barrage does KO. Nice. We get Grimnay out of that, although with 3 more turns of Trick Room left, might end up having to give that up. Blood Moon or Saluna is not really what I want to see here. That's for sure. I'm just gonna click Heat Wave and Protect. I can see this Ursaluna trying to get rid of my Calyrex. The Blood Moon into Chi-Yu. Okay, called that wrong. Chi-Yu doesn't get to do anything this game. I think I just sack Whimsicott to try to preserve Koraidon for now. That also means I have to sack Calyrex, which I really don't like, but honestly, how much is it doing here? The good news is they can't click Blood Moon this turn, so Calyrex might actually take a hit. There's nothing to do with Whimsicott except Moonblast. And yeah, I'll go for Expanding Force. Oh, Helping Hand, okay. Oh, both my Pokemon survive, that's big. Big Expanding Force, takes out the Ursaluna. And I can protect Calyrex on the last turn of this Trick Room. They're left with Annihilate and Indeedee. I'm actually going to set Tailwind here. Because of Prankster, it'll come out before anything else happens. And if this is Scarf Annihilate, then Calyrex can still outspeed it. Never mind, they forfeited, but that's what I was going to do. And then I would also have Koraidon in the back to beat the Indeedee. So that Light Screen was actually super clutch that game. Sometimes I'm a bit of a Light Screen Whimsicott doubter. It just feels like the most expendable move if I want to run like Beat Up or Fake Tears or Taunt. But Light Screen absolutely saved that game. And we got any more opponents on offer here? Yep, here's an opponent. Koraidon, Regidrago, Amoonguss, Whimsicott, Zamazenta, and Goldango. Double Dragon, Double Steel. Wow. Some of that's good news for Chi-Yu, some of it's not. Actually, Zamazenta is also not great news for Chi-Yu because it has Wide Guard, but maybe I can like Ground Terror Blast it. If they lead anything other than Regidrago, I'm in a pretty good spot to click Nasty Plot. If I lead Chi-Yu and Indeedee. So, I'll gamble on that. It's only a small gamble. I'll bring Whimsicott in the back to match Tailwind. That means I only have room for 1 restricted. It's going to be Calyrex. Hopefully I don't end up regretting that I don't have Koraidon in this game. They lead Whimsicott, Koraidon, so they can get their Tailwind up, but they can't do any Prankster shenanigans, and they can't do that into Chi-Yu twice over because it's a Dark type anyway. And it's a pretty easy follow me nasty plot here. To what end, though? Koraidon just takes out my Chi-Yu after this turn, doesn't it? I'm trying, folks. I did. Oh my god, it did a lot of damage to itself there. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, Koraidon will outspeed Chi-Yu, but I'll Terra Ground and Heat Wave. And if Chi-Yu doesn't get knocked out right away, then I'm gaming. Should do big damage. Yeah, okay. Well, there was an attempt. Imagine if that were Scarf Chi-Yu. Would have just gotten the big damage anyway. The good news is, because it wasn't Scarf Chi-Yu, they didn't get any boost on their Endeavor on Whimsicott there. Koraidon has not boosted speed. This Astral Barrage should be pretty free. They still can't Encore my Whimsicott. I can Moonblast theirs. And assuming my Whimsicott gets through this turn, which it definitely should, I still have the light screen available after for their special attackers in the back. Zamazenta might well be in the back. I do have specifically Shadow Ball to hit that past Wide Guard if need be. So Calyrex can probably save this game, but it's not a sure thing. I don't think. But it certainly looks hard for them to deal with. I'm taking some time with this turn, which is completely fair. They go Zamazenta here. They preserve the Koraidon. If they can get rid of my Whimsicott, then that gets pretty scary. Well, not if I can get rid of theirs. Right? I just need to not be the only one without Tailwind. You know? So with that in mind, I'm actually going to prioritize their Whimsicott here instead of the Zamazenta. I'll even double into it in case it has a Sash. On this team it could. Because I think Calyrex can win the game if I just, like I said, don't get into a position where my opponent is the only one with Tailwind up. Okay, they have Behemoth Bash, just more than half to Calyrex. That's pretty rough for me. That's another thing I can lose to, right? Because they'll get pressure now if they go Koraidon. It's Terrafire. Does it drop to a Whimsicott Moonblast? I wouldn't bet that it does. Oh! They go Regidrago, though. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to Expanding Force here. Because if they Wide Guard, then Zamazenta doesn't attack, and I can Moonblast Regidrago. Regidrago protects. Okay, fair enough. But there's no Wide Guard. But Zamazenta takes the Expanding Force. But they Behemoth Bash Whimsicott. Okay. I'm calling it they don't have Wide Guard. They probably do, yeah. Well, just ran out of Pokemon. I mean, yeah, Calyrex had to be the win con that game, but I just ran out of supports for it. I mean, I guess I could have called that they did have... I probably lost that anyway. I think they said GG at the end, but I didn't notice until I was already clicking to close the window, so my bad for not saying it back. Lunala, Koraidon, Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet, and Ursaluna. They don't have Tailwind, but they do have Trick Room. Which is a problem for me. I'm gonna go Chi-Yu and DD again with Whimsicott. I'll bring Koraidon to this one, but I think the Nasty Plot Chi-Yu probably doesn't work against this team. I think it probably doesn't work against most of the format. They lead Koraidon and Brute Bonnet, though. This is a situation where the Nasty Plot Chi-Yu is actually pretty reasonable, right? Lunala in the back can be an issue if it goes for Trick Room, but this is a pretty clear follow me Nasty Plot. And ideally they knock out Indeedee. I guess if they don't take the KO and they put Indeedee to sleep, that gets awkward. Because then I have to pivot Whimsicott in somehow. But if they do knock out Indeedee, then I can get Tailwind up. And start blasting. Fluttermane, okay. Please attack. They flame charge. That's not what I wanted to see. It might be okay though. How much does Fluttermane threaten Chi-Yu immediately? Okay, the weird thing here is Koraidon and Fluttermane have the same base speed, right? What I want to see is Koraidon go first and knock out Indeedee, and then Chi-Yu take a hit from Fluttermane. I'm not confident that's what's going to happen, but I'm going to roll the dice here. I want to see Koraidon go before Fluttermane. My guess is that it won't happen. It doesn't happen. Okay, so they just have a clean KO into Chi-Yu. Yeah, turns out Nasty Plot Chi-Yu really not great in this format. I remember it having a moment in Reg C, although I wasn't trying it myself then. Anyway, I need Koraidon to solo the game now, so I think that's another way of saying this one's an L. Let's see. Icy Wind. Well, they missed Koraidon. That's kind of nice. Realistically, I need to double the Fluttermane to KO it through the Focus Sash that it probably has. And now Lunala's here. Well, I'll double the Fluttermane and maybe they go for something like Trick Room setup. I think I could have just Flame Charged there. Oh well. Meteor Beam. Okay. That'll knock out Koraidon, and then Whimsicott does not win the game by itself. I'll get at least one more with Nasty Plot Chi-Yu, but I think perhaps I will change the set after that. I get a little double feature situation where I abandon the tech that's not working and just use the good Pokemon the way it's best used. Well, let's get at least one more game first. Okay, another Magearna Annihilate team, this one with Ice Rider, Indeedee, Smeargle, and Urshifu. What lead did I like into those? I think it was Whimsicott Calyrex, right? Light Screen, Astral Barrage. Then I'll bring these. We'll see what they come up with. Indeedee Magearna, no Annihilate bleed. Very unusual. Let's Light Screen and Astral Barrage. All the same. Still works here, I think. Obviously, Indeedee's immune to the Astral Barrage, but nobody wants to come in on it except maybe Smeargle. Maybe Single Strike or Shifu, and Magearna gets chipped by it even if they follow me. Indeedee sits the Trick Room, okay. I think we'll pivot out to my Indeedee here. Their Magearna seems to be pretty clearly in range of Astral Barrage. Yeah, I mean, that damage is adding up. Magearna's gone. They still have the Ice Rider. Maybe I should have protected. I'm getting impatient lately and not weaving in protects when I play an opponent's Trick Room. Let's see if they let me reverse the Trick Room. Only if Indeedee takes this hit, which I doubt. Although I have loaded it up with Physical Bulk, but yeah, not enough. It wasn't enough. Alright. Whimsicott. Moonblast. Just kidding, it'll get knocked out. Preserve the Calyrex, because that's honestly maybe Chi-Yu with my win con at this point, but preserve the Calyrex. Okay, so Nasty Plot Chi-Yu team is bad. Really, really bad. I'm gonna change it to Specs Chi-Yu after this game. I'll play at least a couple more. Guess I'm not shocked, but, you know, just wanted to do something different with a Pokemon that has shown up a lot in this series on other Pokemon's teams. But, there's a reason this kind of thing doesn't work out. Alright, big Astral Barrage. Crit, 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 crit. Super crit. Ultra crit. Let's see it. Let's see a master crit here. Let's go. Oh. Never mind. Okay. Alright. Try specs. You know what? We'll go modest nature too. So we're going for maximum damage here. Overheat. I'll keep the ground terror blast. Let's go. Miraidon, Grimmsnarl, Ursaluna, ground type Arceus. Interesting, on the same team with Ursaluna, huh? Pelipper and Alchemy. What are they cooking? I don't know. Figures I'd run into Pelipper immediately after I switch to Specs GU, though. I mean, I have ways around rain, but this thing also gets wide guard. You know who's good in rain or sun, though? I think it's Walking Wake time. Not in the lead, though, because it's so threatened by the other half of their team. Let's do... Koraidon lead? I don't hate it. Koraidon, Whimsicott, Walking Wake, Calyrex. Sorry, Chi-Yu. We'll try to get you into the next game. They lead Pelipper and Arceus. They'll get Weather Control turn 1. I'll go straight out to Walking Wake here. And go for my Tailwind. Pelipper could click Tailwind as well. So I thought about just attacking it, but I don't want to be caught out with no Tailwind. Will-O-Wisp Arceus, okay. Good to know. Goes into Walking Wake. They just crit Whimsicott with a Hurricane. Alright. I get Weather Control for now. Hydro Steam hurts Arceus all the same. But maybe I'd rather Draco the Pelipper. I'm just going to double target the Arceus slot. I'm going to protect Koraidon. Oh, did I protect Koraidon last turn? No, I switched out. Okay, it's Grass type Arceus. Alright, well, Terra Grass Arceus. What is this team? Alright, well, Draco the Pelipper and Flare Blitz Arceus, I guess. I catch Miraidon coming in, sure. This opponent's just completely in my head. I don't know what they're trying to do. And I'm just not finding a counterplay to it. I got a lot of damage into the Miraidon still, though. So I say they're completely in my head, but actually Alchemy, now their last Pokemon, they're under some pressure here. I'm going to preserve the Walking Wake. No, I'm not. I'm going to Draco the Miraidon. It's -2, but... I mean, they probably protect at least one of their Pokemon here. But if they don't... With only one turn left on their Tailwind, I'm looking to Calyrex as the late game win con here. Right, I can protect Koraidon against the Arceus here. I'll go for another Draco Meteor to Miraidon. They'll probably knock out Walking Wake. But that gets me Calyrex. And let's just Astral Barrage. And Flare Blitz Arceus. It's Extreme Speed, Will-O-Wisp, Judgment, Terra Grass, Ground type Arceus. This person might have cooked too hard, but the Extreme Speed does not knock out Koraidon. Koraidon trades itself for the Arceus. We get single target Astral Barrage into Miraidon here. Calyrex's Focus Sash was also still intact, so that game was pretty guaranteed at that point, but I don't know what just happened. We're just going to move on to the next one. I didn't even bring Chi-Yu to that game, so what is there to talk about? Oh, here we go. Here's Deoxys Psy Spam. Attack. I hear that's having a bit of a moment lately at time of recording. I guess I didn't find the right version of it. Attack Deoxys, Indeedee, Incineroar, Ice Rider Calyrex, Annihilate, uh-oh, and Clefairy. Well, I don't see Wide Guard. try to heat wave through things. They probably have answers to that, but let's see what the answers are. They lead Calyrex and Annihilate. So I've led Chi-Yu and Whimsicott, so I can Tailwind Heat Wave. Excuse me. Tailwind, max special attack, choice specs, Heat Wave immediately. If they have a Fire Terra or something, let's at least see it. Water Terra, yeah. We missed the Calyrex anyway. We hit the Annihilate. Take a close combat back. Chi-Yu knocked out. Whimsicott knocked out. But they didn't set Trick Room, and I get my restricted Pokemon with 3 more turns of Tailwind. Annihilate is a sitting duck to Astral Barrage, so I can focus on the Calyrex. Close combat, Astral Barrage. They switch Clefairy in. They don't protect Calyrex. I crit it with the Astral Barrage. It still survives. Oh, man. And there's the Trick Room. Okay, I'm going to protect Koraidon this turn and Astral Barrage. I have the Focus Sash intact on Calyrex. Maybe I should protect both. That's too passive. I think it gives him too much room for like a life do. Actually, just quick follow me though. Knock out Calyrex. Not quite Clefairy. We know Annihilate is in the back, and Deoxys. Okay. Deoxys has the same base speed as Calyrex, so if they're running max speed, we'll tie. That does mean it's faster than Koraidon. I'll protect Calyrex on the last turn of my Tailwind. I should have gone for the double protect with Koraidon. Wasn't properly thinking about my own Trick Room, or my own Tailwind there. Yeah, they just survive with a Sash and KO me back now, but let's see. Oh, wait. Maybe they click a Psychic Attack. I win the speed tie. They don't have a Sash. Is it Scarf Ape? I don't know. And click close combat turn 1. I'm calling that it is Scarf Ape. Nice. Wow, how did I win that one? Can I say that Chi-Yu contributed meaningfully to the win? It did a lot of damage to Annihilate, but I don't know that had much impact on the rest of the game. But we take those. Koraidon, Arceus, Normal type, Fluttermane, Jumpluff, Torkoal, Raging Bolt. Oof. Okay, try to take advantage of them not having Prankster on their Tailwind setter. That much is clear. Easier said than done, actually. Jumpluff runs Covert Cloak a lot of the time, right? Not Focus Sash, so if I can just knock it out with... I was going to say Koraidon, but also if I can just knock it out with Chi-Yu. I'm going to do Koraidon Whimsicott lead, though. Chi-Yu and Calyrex in the back. They lead Koraidon and Jumpluff. I'm down to just look for the Flame Charge into Jumpluff here. I don't want to deal with Sleep Powder and stuff, you know? I get my Tailwind. It is Sash Jumpluff. Okay. What does it go for? Sleep Powder into Koraidon. Honestly, I'm gonna burn the Terra. It's questionable, but I'm gonna burn the Terra Fire on Koraidon because it puts me in a great spot if it does manage to wake up and gives it a chance to do that in the face of this Fairy type. I'm just gonna Moonblast Jumpluff. They switch out to Arceus. Dazzling Gleam, yeah, so Koraidon will now have a chance to wake up. It got crit by that Dazzling Gleam, but still didn't do too much. Double target the, Extreme Speed Arceus. Okay, we survive. Don't wake up. Double targeted the Fluttermane, looking to get rid of that. I also could have clicked Close Combat into the Arceus. Doesn't matter, though. Koraidon didn't wake up. I do have one more turn of Tailwind, and I do have an Extreme Speed immunity coming in, if I want. Which I think I do. They got Shadow Claw or something, though? We'll find out together. Oh, I can Encore it. Check the Fluttermane. Extreme speed the Whimsicott. Now Fluttermane will go before Calyrex. Yeah, okay, so this play didn't work. I watch for Chi-Yu in the back. Well, I mean, Chi-Yu might be able to take a couple of KOs here. Let's actually protect and Heat Wave. I think they try to get rid of the Calyrex here. It's an obvious threat. The Extreme Speed Chi-Yu with just KOs. Okay. Never mind. There were, and Terra, there was no winning that one. This is, I think, the same opponent who had that weird Pelipper team a little bit ago. Huh. This team I understand better. Are they just experimenting with different Arceus forms or something? Here's another Arceus. Normal type again with Chien-Pao. Very scary. Plus Miraidon, Volcarona, Incineroar, and Iron Hands. Okay. Iditi brings a lot to the table here. It shuts down priority. Changes the terrain on them. This is why they have Miraidon though. It denies Fake Out specifically. Koraidon and Didi is a pretty good lead here, I think. Bring Calyrex and probably should bring Whimsicott. Oh well. Okay, sorry Chi-Yu. Okay, they lead Miraidon Iron Hands. I get the turn 1 terrain control. It's really scary to throw off close combats because this is probably like Flame Body, Rocky Helmet, Volcarona. Let's throw off a Flare Blitz instead. And I'm just going to switch Indeedee out. Preserve the terrain control option for later. We Volt switch into Koraidon, so my Terra burns me a little bit there. Who's coming in? Arceus, okay. Let's wipe out the Iron Hands, but my Koraidon trades itself for Iron Hands. I don't like that trade. Yeah, I think I just lose to Arceus now. So, that was a really bad turn 1. I should have called that the Miraidon would look to pivot something. But honestly, I thought the Miraidon would pivot in the Volcarona or the Incineroar. Assuming they brought at least one of them. Well. I have Expanding Force here. I can get the Psychic Terrain back, actually, and expand some Force, and that might get me back into the game. Doesn't KO anything, though. What does Arceus go for? Chien-Pao's last. Shadow Claw. Okay, that's GG. Man, rough session. I think I managed to make Chi-Yu look worse than Terrakion, which is... I don't know, you tell me in the comments, can I call that a skill? Alright, bring Chi-Yu no matter what to what could be the last game of the video. Miraidon, Landorus, Calyrex, Shadow Rider form, Sneasler, so probably Electric Seed Sneasler. I also really missed Terra Ghost on Chi-Yu. I've never really tried the Terra Ground stuff, which is part of why I wanted to here, but I don't think I like it. Look at this Fake Out guy and Dire Claw guy. Me thinking I really missed Terra Ghost Chi-Yu. Oh, that King Gambit, we got Urshifu. I don't know what to do. Calyrex and Didi. Click Expanding Force turn 1 into anything other than King Gambit. Koraidon. Chi-Yu in the back, because I said I'd bring Chi-Yu. Okay, it's Miraidon, Calyrex, so I get my terrain, but I'm actually going to click Astral Barrage first. I'm just going to Terra Dark. I'm not messing with any Speed Tie or anything. Astral Barrage, Helping Hand. They have Terra Fairy. Okay. That's good. They don't resist the Astral Barrage. Theirs comes out first. They do win the speed tie turn 1, or they have a Scarf. That's always possible, I guess. Big damage back. No KOs. Electro Drift goes into Indeedee. Good when I didn't click Follow Me. Which I will click this turn along with Expanding Force. They might have Scarf Calyrex. The alternative is they won back-to-back speed ties. Either one is totally plausible, but they let me have both of their restricteds there. And they didn't even knock out Indeedee. Now it's King Gambit and Sneasler. Oh, it's Supreme Overlord King Gambit. Ah. Well, Koraidon should beat that, right? Let's just Follow Me and Astral Barrage here. Looking to pick up the Sneasler, but also, yeah, I mean, +2 Astral Barrage should KO anyway, and I get some damage into King Gambit as well this way. Get some helmet damage into King Gambit, and I think I beat King Gambit here just by having more than one Pokemon left. Maybe I should have gone Chi-Yu just so we get a chance to do something in this game. I'll play another one after this, though, for sure. Go for Sucker Punch and Psychic Terrain. Calyrex gets the last KO. Nice, absolute Calyrex sweep there. Gallade, Terrapagos, Rillaboom, Amoonguss, Ice Rider, Calyrex, and Cresselia. So this is some Terrapagos Trick Room stuff. Gallade gets Wide Guard, right? But I'll make them prove it. Chi-Yu, Calyrex. Koraidon. Indeedee. Daily Cresselia, Terrapagos. Certainly no Wide Guard on the board right now. Terrapagos is immune to Astral Barrage, but Heat Wave can still chip it and break Shadow Shield, and I think in this position I do just like Heat Wave and Astral Barrage to try to prevent the Cresselia from doing anything silly. Cresselia terrestrializes to the electric type, so it could take these hits pretty well. Oh, it does survive, just barely. Terra Electric makes sense because it has no weaknesses then outside of Gravity. Granted, people use Gravity in this format. Better Protect and Heat Wave here. Lunar Blessing, okay. Doesn't quite bring the Terra Shell back. They have Dark Pulse on Terrapagos, that's good to know. I missed Terrapagos with the Heat Wave. Do knock out the Cresselia. Would have really liked to hit the Terrapagos though, as Leftovers gets it back into Terra Shell range there. Amoonguss kind of pins me. Do I want to preserve the Calyrex? It's still so good into most of their team. Alright, I'll click Heat Wave. They might put Chi-Yu to sleep. So be it. Can't cover for everything. Switch Calyrex out to Indeedee here. I do Spore the Chi-Yu. What does Terrapagos do? Dark Pulse into Indeedee. A lot of damage. I can Terra Grass the Indeedee, but that doesn't seem like a great use of my Terra in this game. Let's just Heat Wave and Follow Me. Oh, they don't Spore. Okay. Maybe Chi-Yu will wake up. It's possible. I'll mind on the Terrapagos. Chi-Yu stays asleep. I can redirect to High Horsepower if they go for that, or just tank a Glacial Lance with Chi-Yu, and it's the last turn of Trick Room. Follow Me, Heat Wave. Indeedee's knocked out. Ooh, Terrapagos can attack Chi-Yu before Chi-Yu has a chance to wake up. Terra Starstorm KOs, but rough game for Chi-Yu, but I get my 2 restricted Pokemon outside of Trick Room, and it's a good duo to have here, except it's not threatening very good damage into Terrapagos. The one way I can do it is Expanding Force and Close Combat, but then I don't have good enough damage into the Calyrex. Do I have to just like Terra Fire, Flare Blitz, Expanding Force? I think that's the most efficient option I have here. Also could have Terrastalized something, but oh no, they already Terrastalized Cresselia. Okay, we take out Calyrex. What does Terrapagos do? Air Starstorm into Koraidon, knocking it out. Okay, that's GG. Alright, this team is... I mean, unless I get some Turbo Crit here, which is possible, but doesn't happen. This team is just not clicking for me. I'm going to call it here. Probably should have played it safe and run Choice Scarf Chi-Yu. But hey, I didn't want to, you know, different color, different set, right? And I talk about maybe I learned some things as I play out this series. I definitely think I've learned some things in this video about how I don't want to use Chi-Yu. Or maybe I kind of had some idea already, because there's probably a reason I was using it the way that I was for so long. But yeah, I think if you see Chi-Yu again in this series, I'm going to be sticking to what I know, and it is going to have a choice scarf, Paraghost, pretty much every time, most likely. There's not a ton of this series left anyway. But that's Chi-Yu. That completes the Treasures of Ruin. We got to use one shiny one before the series was over, so that's pretty nice. I didn't see that coming at the beginning. And that wheel is getting pretty close to empty. I believe there are exactly 10 Pokemon remaining on it, and any one of them, when we return to the wheel, could be next. So come back to find out which one.